What's going on, guys? KW Stout, healthmindpower.com. In this video, I'm going to talk about 7 ways to convince your girlfriend or wife to start lifting weights. And believe it or not, this is actually one of the most common things that people write in about, or one of the most common, I guess, things that come up in relationships when one person is really into fitness and the other person's not. And a lot of people, I think this actually really contributes to a lot of relationships having problems, because one person just gets so into it and the other person either doesn't like it at all, or they get resentful towards the other person because they're getting in so much better shape, or maybe because the person who's into exercise is pressuring the other person and guilting them about it. But if you've been into this for a while, if you've been working out for a while, then you probably want the person you're with to be into it as well. I know for me, in every relationship besides the one I'm in right now, my girlfriends didn't lift weights, and I always kind of wish they would. I kind of wish they would go to the gym with me, but it wasn't that big of a deal. It was never a deal breaker or something that ever even came up as an argument. Mainly because it's not like they were fat lazy slobs or anything. They exercise. They just didn't want to lift weights. So, which is pretty common. A lot of girls, they still buy into this myth that lifting weights is for men, that's going to make them big and bulky and all this stuff. And they also, it's funny because they don't realize that a lot of the women that are marketing these other types of exercise to them, like these at-home jumping around workouts and stuff, they don't realize that those women actually lift weights themselves, that those women built their bodies by lifting weights, and they sell the bullshit exercise programs to women who are too scared to go lift weights or don't want to. So anyways, if this is something you're interested in, then I'm gonna give you 7 ideas of ways that you can convince your girlfriend or wife to start lifting weights, like I actually did for my fiance. So number 1 would be to let her know give her a list of the benefits of lifting weights that are going to appeal to her. Okay, so she doesn't want to lift weights for the same reasons you do. Guys want to lift weights typically to get bigger and stronger, maybe lose fat, but overall trying to develop a more masculine look, and that's not what women want. And so she might not realize that she's going to get something different out of it than you are. Okay, so some of the benefits for women, well, one of the strongest benefits for women, and a lot of women will comment on this, is that lifting weights increases their sexual arousal, which is good for both of you. Okay. Then other benefits are, of course, the obvious stuff. It improves sleep quality, improves health, and boosts your immune system, decreases stress, all of that. Okay. So whatever's going on in her life, or whatever you think she's trying to get out of it, you want to let her know of the benefits that are going to appeal to her if you're trying to make your case that she should start lifting weights. Okay. Then the next thing is you can explain to her the difference between lifting weights versus doing cardio in terms of getting the body she wants. Because like I said, most women, the body that they want, or a lot of women, they look up to these fitness models, okay, more so than even supermodels necessarily, who have the really tiny, stick-like figures. The bodies that a lot of women want today have some curve, and especially girls now, they want a big booty. Okay, you're not going to get that from running. So, but for some reason, girls are still, mainly because of just all the bullshit information out there, telling them that cardio and all these other programs are the way to go, when it's not. And when girls really see the actual physical changes that can come from lifting weights, it completely changes their mind about lifting weights. It's funny, see, my fiance Christina, she's always done these Jillian Michael workout programs and everything, the at-home workout programs, okay, where you're just jumping around and doing all this stupid stuff and getting out of breath, and it feels like you're exercising, and you are exercising. And it's not that those are terrible, but it's just not near as effective as just lifting weights, as simple as it sounds, okay? And so several months ago, she did this 12-week boot camp program, And during that time, she did lose some weight, but her appearance didn't really change very much in the course of 12 weeks. I think she lost just a few, body fat percentage points. And then she finally was convinced to start lifting weights. And I put her on a program. And within her first month, she had lost like 2 or 3 times body fat percentage that she had in the 3 months with the other program. And the thing is that she didn't even really lose a whole lot of weight on the scale. She didn't need to. And her body completely changed. I mean, it was quick too. Mainly because she hadn't lifted weights in so long, and it's just the newbie gains thing. Your results are going to be exponentially better when you first start lifting weights, or when you first start lifting weights after a long time off. So, but the thing is that the look that women really are going, not all women, but the look that a lot of women are going for right now is most attainable by lifting weights. The fact that girls have had to do all these different surgeries and augmentations in the past to try to get certain things that they want that you just can't change naturally. But the fact that you can actually build and grow an ass naturally, you don't need drugs, you don't need surgeries or anything. It will take time, but that's the number one physical asset, that women are going for right now. And all you have to do is squat, and there's some other exercises too that are really helpful. So that to me is actually kind of one of the most interesting things that I've noticed a trend in gyms all across the country right now that I've gone to. I would say in general, if you compare women who are dedicated to fitness and men who are dedicated to fitness, women right now I think are working harder. I think they're working harder in the gym, and I think the ones who are dedicated are more dedicated on average. Now I see, of course, when you go to your average gym, most of the people, men or women, aren't very dedicated. But I think there's a huge group of women they get it, and they're waking up to this. They're realizing that they can change their body and really get the body they want. It just takes hard work, and it just takes consistency, but it's not that hard, I mean, it's harder than doing nothing, but it's really not that bad. In fact, it's actually a lot of fun. And that's the thing. Once my fiance started seeing these results, she started getting results pretty quickly. She realized, oh wow, this is way more fun. Not only that, but you don't have to jump around like an idiot and get all out of breath from beginning to end to get results. In fact, you don't really you don't have to do as much cardio at all whenever you're lifting weights, because you burn so much more fat from lifting weights than cardio. So okay, yeah, I got a little off track there. So the next way you can number 3, the next way you can try to get her into this or pique her interest or convince her to start lifting weights is to show her people that she can connect with. So introduce her to the fitness influencers that you think would appeal to her or that she could connect with. Okay, so I mean, I don't know about you, I'm a fan of like Chris Jones. Whenever I was first started watching the fitness YouTube scene, I was watching the Hodge twins and Chris Jones, Michael Corey, let's see, Johnny Candido, it's really good, Omar Isuf. Okay, now a lot of these guys are really great and they have a lot of great information, but they might not be as relatable to your girlfriend. Okay, so a few women that I would recommend would be Amanda Bucci, the Buff Bunny, Heidi Sommers. She gives out a lot of good information. And let me think of another one. I don't watch a lot of females, to be honest with you. Jasmine Garcia. Yeah, Jasmine Garcia is great. Okay, so anyways, if you can introduce her to some of these women that their story is going to be more relatable to her, their content is going to be more actionable for her, and not only that, she's going to actually see women in the gym lifting weights, not turning into men, and see that, okay, so women are welcome into the gym, which, by the way, nowadays, it's not weird at all. In fact, it's only, I mean, I have nothing but even more respect whenever I see a girl lifting weights with men, or if I see a girl out. Used to girls kind of like hidden to the girls section with the girl weights, or they kind of hid in the cardio area. But whenever I see women, squatting and deadlifting and actually training hard and training around the guys, I have nothing but even more respect for them. So there's no reason for, even though it's only natural, but there's no reason for women to feel intimidated in the gym now. I mean, women are just as a part of gym culture as men, if not more. I mean, I actually really think the female population is growing faster, and they are, in general, I think, a little more dedicated. So I really think there's just so many guys right now making a bunch of excuses and really not getting shit done like a lot of women are. So give her, show her some people to inspire her and to help her picture what's going to happen if she starts lifting weights. And give her a chance to have her own experience and perception of it apart from yours. Okay, number 4 would be to give her a plan to follow, because if she has no idea what she's doing going into it, then she's not likely to stick with it, because for one thing, she's not going to be able to get into it too much. She's not really going to be able to get results because she won't know what she's doing. She's not going to feel comfortable in the gym because she's just going to be constantly feeling like she doesn't know what she's doing because she doesn't have a plan to follow. And if you don't know anything about lifting weights, what are you going to do? I mean, you might go in there and just do what you saw someone else do. She might think it's just arm curls, or surely she'll know about squats, but she won't really, you can't go in there and squat every single day. So if you don't have a plan to give her, if you don't feel confident writing up a plan for her or giving her, or you don't know where to go get a good program, then just send her some of the links to the free resources in my description box down there. I have several resources. They're all completely free. I have hundreds of articles on my blog, all free. And send her those and she can use those. Or just shoot me an email and I'll help you out. Now, number 5 would be go to the gym together. Okay, so this kind of goes back to a lot of women feel uncomfortable about going to the gym, but if you go with her, it's going to completely change that for several reasons. One, she's going to feel a little bit more protected that all these creepy guys aren't going to be hitting on her, because when you're not there, all these creepy guys are going to be hitting on her. Okay, so they're at least going to be staring, and there's nothing you can, honestly, the truth is, it's just that is part of it. So if you lie to her and tell her that will never happen, you're a liar and you'll get caught. So the other thing is that you can actually show her how to do the exercises, critique her form, give her a spot, help her out, and just get her comfortable in the environment, get her comfortable with lifting, get her comfortable with the lingo. And not only that, the third thing about that is it's fun. It's just way more fun, and it's a bonding experience, and it just becomes something you guys do together. So for me personally, I had training partners in high school. I loved having training partners. I never had any consistent training partners in college because they weren't as good as my training partners in high school. So I just didn't keep working out with them. They just weren't as driven. They didn't have that desire to keep pushing each other and to I don't want to work out with someone who wants to give up first. I want to work out with someone who wants to beat me, because I want to push each other. So I just worked out by myself for years, and I just kind of got used to it. In fact, I got to the point where I preferred it. I just want to get in, get my stuff done, and get out. But since having my fiance go to the gym with me, it's actually been a lot more fun, and I wouldn't want to go back to, now whenever I train by myself, it's just not near as fun. And the thing is that we don't even train the same stuff all the time. I have her on a separate program. I have her on basically a modified version of what I run for myself right now. So, but every so often I do have her jump in with me, and I'll make up a workout on the spot that we can both do that kind of applies to both of our goals. But I can tell you she wouldn't have stuck with it if she wasn't going with me every day. And that's another thing. And that kind of goes into the whole next point. Okay, so number 6 on this list. And by the way, there's an article below with the full list and more detail into everything I'm talking about here. Number 6 would be to help her embrace the lifestyle. Okay, because people have this mindset that they think that fitness is just something you do until you get in shape and then you stop. Or people think that, they think dieting is just doing a diet and then you're off. You get the fat loss and then you're done. And then you just go back to eating whatever you want. They don't understand that dieting is not a diet. It's an eating style. It's a way of eating. You're always doing it. Same thing with fitness. You're always doing it. Once you get to the body fat percentage you want, then you switch it up. Then you focus on other stuff, get stronger, get more muscle, improve mobility, improve flexibility, just whatever. There's so many things you can do. So if you want to help her, if you want her to actually do this and stick with it, then you've got to set the example about this is a lifestyle, and you've got to help her kind of get into the lifestyle and embrace the lifestyle. Part of that is consistently going to the gym. So I know with my fiance, she wouldn't have made it to the gym every day if she wasn't going with me, because I always go first thing in the morning. So I'll be waking up at 4:45, 5, go to the gym. And for most people it's hard to just wake themselves up that early, drive themselves to the gym by themselves. No one saying you should go or not relying on anyone else, and just doing it. But because she's going with me and we both have busy schedules, and she can't just be laying around while I wait on her or anything. So not that she would do that anyways, but she just, it's all about building those habits, getting into the lifestyle and building those habits. So it's just everything. So that's another part of why it's been so much better since she started doing this, is because I would always try to explain to her, say we're going to have dinner, and I'd be like looking at my macros, on my phone, and be like, yeah, okay, I need a lot of protein in this dinner, and a lot of carbs, but I've already had too much fat for the day. And she's thinking, like, what, But whenever she gets into the lifestyle too, then now you understand. Now that it's not weird whenever you want to have your dinner be slightly different than her dinner, or it just makes everything so much easier. But not only that, it makes it way more fun, because fitness has gotten to a point where it's its own subculture, and it's a huge subculture, and it's actually one of the fastest growing and most trending subcultures right now. And especially for women, it's one of the most empowering subcultures. So it's very fun to be part of. The more you embrace it as a lifestyle as opposed to a hobby or just some temporary thing you're going to try out, the more likely you are to stick with it, and the more fun it is. Okay, so then number 7 would be to set realistic expectations. So don't tell her that she's going to look like a fitness model overnight, because it's just not true. So, and don't expect her to dramatically transform really quickly. Don't expect her to master all the exercises and the form really quickly. Don't put that pressure on her, and don't give her those expectations for herself, because it's just not realistic. So you have to kind of go back to whenever you were a beginner, and remember that some of these things take time, and going back to embracing the lifestyle, just have that patience, and encourage her to have patience, that the results are going to come. It's just, you have to put in the work, but in the beginning, there's definitely a learning phase you have to go through. But, you just can't have that lose 30 pounds in 30 days kind of thing. I mean, that people are selling. Okay. You're going to have to let her know that all this stuff you see and hear about, it's just all gimmicky. And that, if you're doing it for real, then you're doing it forever. There's really not that big of a rush. Okay. So anyways, I've kind of rambled on for a little bit longer than usual in this one, so I'm going to go ahead and end this here. Like I said, there's a full article about this subject in the description box below. So like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.